I think we are live. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. We are super excited today to chat with Meagan. Meagan, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And before we dive in, I'm just going to give you a quick overview, snapshot on the Givz side of things. We've been doing this for a couple of months now. We've had amazing folks on, from clients to partners, all the way through to just amazing people doing amazing things. And so you'll find out quickly that Meagan is one of those people. Just from the Givz side of things, you have Nicole and I both here, and we see two huge trends happening in e-com. The first is that brands are trying to get away from discounts as much as possible. The second is that they're trying to weave in social impact in a genuine and authentic way. And Givz sits at the nexus of those two trends, allowing brands to run we're calling donation-based incentives that are an alternative to a discount, that perform in the short term like a discount, but in the long run, instead of ruining your brand, actually build up your brand as well. So that is what we are all about here on the Givz side of things, but we are really here to talk to Meagan about Jill Razer. How did this all come about? Tell us everything from founding story to, what are your co-founders like? Tell us everything.
Oh my goodness. Well, there's a lot. So where do I even start? Well, first off, thanks for having me. And you two are both powerhouses. And it's so fun to watch what you guys are doing and just seeing it. Like, I'm seeing it from so many places and I just absolutely love it. And think you guys are both amazing. And thank you for having me on. So Jill Razer. And by the way, this is my first live on LinkedIn and YouTube. Yay. So you guys on my comfort zone. So Jill Razer, we actually just celebrated our 1-year birthday. We launched February of 2021. So just had our first year birthday. Super incredible year, but just a little backstory of how we got here and what our mission is. So at Jill, we're actually, our mission is to really help women understand and remove their facial hair. So I know there's a little shock factor when you hear that, right? Because that was kind of part of the reason we ever started this brand, was we really wanted to normalize facial hair for women. And I'll talk a little bit about my journey of how we got there. But the truth is a lot of people look at it as like a stigma, like behind it. One, because it's something you look at that a man does, right? But also there's a ton of myths around women removing their hair. Like, will their hair grow back thicker or coarser or darker? Are they going to get a beard if they shave their face? And so that's sort of our mission behind Jill, is to just really normalize it. We started the conversation really on TikTok, and we found that there was such a space for community to be built around this, women to be, heard, who are dealing with facial hair, dealing with insecurity, anxiety around it, and really haven't felt like they've had a place or a voice as a woman to talk about it. So it's been really beautiful to see that all unfold. But for me, just to kind of like share how Jill started. So I actually built my own personal brand online. I actually have a fashion background. Am I talking too much, by the way?
No, you are doing great. We want to hear all the things. There's so much to hear and learn here, Meagan. So go for it.
Interrupt me or put in the comments like, shut up.
You are good, girl.
So we actually, so I have a fashion background, marketing and branding fashion background. But when I lived in LA for 10 years and met my husband out there, and it was when it was kind of time to start a family and settle down, we decided to move to the Midwest, get out of Los Angeles. So I kind of had to shift away from my fashion background, which wasn't a problem because it led me to where I am now. It landed me in the beauty space. I started building a brand online, sharing tons of beauty tips and tricks with women all over the world. Facebook and Instagram are my home. So I'm actually really used to being live on those platforms, not so much on these. And that's really where I learned about removing facial hair, shaving my face, and started teaching other women how to do it. So I started doing live tutorials on Facebook and Instagram and posting videos on YouTube as well. Really just teaching women like what the benefits are to removing your facial hair. So myself, I deal with a ton of peach fuzz. My facial hair is blonde, and yes, I've been shaving 5 years and it's still blonde. It still grows back exactly the same.
So
and
weird.
And but I do remember the first time I told my husband I was going to shave, he was kind of like, I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like my makeup's going to look better. My skin is going to glow. I'm going to look younger.
Did you borrow his razor?
Oh yeah, I've used his razor. That's why Jill was born. I've been in desperate times call for desperate measures. Okay. So I started teaching women online the process of shaving and really educating behind the benefits for it, which are like, first, obviously you're removing that peach fuzz. So your skincare is going to be able to penetrate your skin better. Your makeup's going to apply nicer. The act of shaving itself is kind of like a form of mild microdermabrasion. So it stimulates collagen production in the skin, gives you plumper skin, has those long-term anti-aging benefits. There's so many little things that shaving does for a female skin, just like men's skin too. I mean, your guys' skin is getting exfoliated when you shave. You're getting those same benefits, you know. Why shouldn't we get them too?
Right.
So
I know your secrets.
Right. So I tried every option under the sun. I have them all here. So many disposable options out there.
Can you show us? Do you have? You probably have one handy. Yeah. Let's pop it out.
You know, I'm showing these babies often. Okay, so these are like all the different disposable options that are out there. They're not eco-friendly because you use them. You can only use a blade on your face once. As a female, there's too much risk of like bacteria transfer. Our skin has less collagen than men and is more sensitive than men. So these are like, I was using them one time and I was throwing them away. And you can't even recycle these because the blade doesn't come out. So not sustainable, not eco-friendly. So after trying all these, actually, most of the time use these disposable leg razors on my face. You can see me on
I remember that video. Yeah.
You can see former content of mine on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram using those type of products. I just really realized that there was a better way and a more sustainable way for women. I also found that something that was always on my list to get at the store were these disposable razors. And it just felt like I was just like filling these landfills, shaving weekly, just throwing these razors away, and just knew that there had to be a better way. So thankfully, I was lucky to actually meet my co-founders, and we connected on YouTube, which is kind of crazy. But meet my co-founders who have very strong e-commerce backgrounds. And the three of us really just came together, built this product. One of my favorite stories about us is that, you know, we spent 2020, literally we connected April of 2020. So we spent the entire year when the world was shut down, building this business via Zoom. You know, like they live in Toronto, I live in Iowa, and we literally built a company through 2020 via Zoom.
Have you all ever met in person now? Still no.
No, because they have their travel guidelines are pretty insane. But yeah, so we've really just built this remote business, this remote company, as I'm sure you can relate to as well. But it's been really cool to see what's possible. You know, you don't really need to I don't know, we've learned how to shift in where the world is now, and it's been great. And the opportunity nothing slowed us down because we're not in person, you know?
Wow.
So let me show you the product because some people have probably never seen it before.
Show us the product. And also we definitely want to hear, I mean, your TikTok, your brand is a TikTok sensation, and you have to tell us the numbers, millions of views, organic. I know that a lot of brands are trying to crack that code. Anything that you can share with the group here, just to say, you know, like these are some of our top performing videos. What has been something that you've leaned into that has worked well on that channel? Yeah.
Well, let me show you the product really quick. So what's unique about us is that, one, we have a aesthetically beautiful product. We have a sustainable product because our customers get to subscribe monthly to get new blades shipped to them. So they don't have to go to the store. And the only piece that they're replacing is this small piece. And our metal actually comes out, remove the metal, recycle the plastic, and then just dispose of the metal. However, their local guidelines tell them, because it's different everywhere. But this is our product. And what's unique is just the subscription model that people love and our customers absolutely love. But as far as TikTok goes, yeah, we actually we were a bootstrapped business, so we launched completely organically, and we launched on TikTok about a month before our product went live. We just hit TikTok running, and really some of the success that we had right off the bat was tackling the myths and tackling the science. Because we knew to be the conversation starters in the space that we had to tackle those, because so many people are either choosing the wrong solution for their skin type and their hair type, or they're choosing no solution at all because of these old wives' tales, So we really had to address the science, and we created these really cool video renderings that showed what happens when you remove the hair at the surface, how the collagen cells turn over and create, new glowing skin. We just really tackled those myths and the science behind it. So those were the first few things that we did. And then really just showing women doing it, normalizing it, showing facial hair coming off of their faces. And I can't tell you how many people reached out right away and just were like, thank you for normalizing this. Like, I've been dealing with facial hair for, years, or like my whole life. I remember one of the first messages I got that I'll never forget to this day. And she knows, because I've talked to her multiple times. She reached out to me shortly after, and she said, I have a very open communication with my community and my customers. We talk all the time. They're in my inbox, they're in my email, and I prefer it no other way. That's the way I want it to be. But she said, I've worn my hair down my entire life because of my facial hair. And for the first time in my life, I'm wearing a ponytail. I'm pulling my hair back. Like, oh, I'm going to start crying thinking about it again, because it was like, there's so many women like that. There's actually, we found a study that showed that 40% of women have anxiety or lack of confidence due to their facial hair. 40%. It's a big number.
Mm-hmm.
And, so
it's not talked about, right? So, but you are.
Yep. So we really just needed to address those two things: the science behind it and the myths around it. And then also one of my claim to fames that I would just like to put out there into the world, because now I'm seeing everyone on TikTok doing it, which we started it, is I started shaving fruits like kiwis. I've shaved everything from kiwi to peaches to bananas to corn to potatoes. I mean, showing the benefits, showing how much more glowing fruit is after you shave it. And now I see all these skincare brands and razer companies starting to demonstrate their products on fruit. So, hey, when you guys see those, you'll know now that started here. But yeah, that's probably definitely been the key things that led to our success on TikTok. Just not being afraid to have the tough conversations and not being able to do the weird content.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I would love to hear, I have a question for you, as a fearless founder in this beauty industry. What was like a big founder moment for you during building this remote business? 2020, was there a moment, whatever that moment was, where you're like, wow, okay, here we are?
Yeah.
Many of those. What's one of them?
Gosh, I know. I'm like, this is so hard. Really, you have to pick one. I mean, I kind of just talked about one. Just, we knew that there was like this untalked about, community of women who weren't supported, but literally post launch, within days, I mean, just the messages were pouring in of, how people felt supported and felt seen and felt, grateful that we were, having the conversation and normalizing it. So that was probably one. I would say from like a little more of a like a superficial founder moment, like having that an interview with Wall Street Journal, like within a month of our launch was pretty memorable for me. I was like, wait, I remember talking with one of our like our mentors and advisors. And I was like, I don't know what to say. Like the Wall Street Journal, this is crazy. What if I say the wrong thing, you know? And she was like, just be yourself, you know, just be yourself. And that article still today is one that we refer to often. And it's just awesome that it's out there. So that was a pretty big moment. There's so many big moments being a founder, as you guys know. I feel like it's an ongoing, memorable experience.
That's awesome. So cool. So what is, I mean, mom, a wife, multiple business owner, what's your number one productivity hack to stay high performance in all these things? The best thing.
Coffee.
Yes. Okay. Yep. I'm with you there.
That's terrible. Don't take my advice, people. Actually, this is something I feel like is a constant work in progress, life balance. You know, when you love what you do, you want to do it all the time. And, you know, that's led to some tough conversations with friends or family or my husband, even with like, okay, when are we putting down the phone? When are we putting down the computer? You know, again, I'm sure you guys can relate. So for me, really the main thing has been to just shift my priorities to make sure, one, I'm taking care of myself first. So I realized that like, if I'm not taking care of me first, if I'm not doing my wellness stuff, if I'm not drinking my water, if I'm not getting my workout in, everything else is going to fall apart, because I'm not going to be in that creative mind space that I need to be in. I'm not going to be in that, you know, just mentality of productivity, because I'm going to be thinking of how I wasn't taking care of me. And then that's going to leak into taking care of my family and taking care of my business. So I've really just tried to make it a rule that I take care of me first, and then everything else will fall into place.
That's I would say we are alike in that way. And it's not always easy to do, but I am a very strong believer in that. Andrew and I talk about that too. Well, cool. Well, I think, Andrew, we should wrap this up. We spent a little extra time with you because there is just so much fun stuff to hear. Thank you so much, Meagan,
Yes,
for spending time with us. Let's go ahead and share where they can find Jill Razer.
Yeah, so I see it streaming on the bottom of the screen there. I'm not sure if everyone can see that or not, but you can head to tryjill.com and make sure get a starter kit, and then also subscribe to get the monthly blades shipped to you, or check out the website and check out go check out our TikTok where we've gotten over 600 million organic views. So
wow. Unbelievable. Amazing story. Thank you, Meagan, for joining us. We are excited to have you back again sometime soon, and it'll be, 600 billion views the next time we see you, and it'll be really fun to catch up then as well. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.